Sabres play the Flyers tonight at KeyBank Center. 7:30 puck drop against the Flyers.
A TNT game.
Are the Sabres in a good spot to add if they want to? What I ask, what I'm basically asking is assets, things to move to improve. Are there things to move to improve?
I think so. I think they have probably pieces on all fronts that would be attractive that you could also live without. And that would be the NHL roster, that would be the prospect pool, and that would be your draft capital, right? Like, they're not missing any picks. So there's that. You might feel more willing to trade your first-round pick if you're not, bottom 5 in the standings.
What about if you're hosting the draft?
Crap.
Right, like,
I didn't think of that. I think you should still be willing to do it, even though you're hosting the draft. But maybe that plays into it. The roster would be my question. Like, do they want to add or do they want to make a hockey trade? Do they want, how big do they want to swing? Do they want to go get a rental or do they want to make an Owen Power for an amazing forward type of trade? Like, how big does it get? And where do you feel like you're okay? Like, I would look at both positions right now and feel like they kind of have depth at both, right? Like, maybe you feel like you take one of your defensemen. Byram was a big talking point in the offseason. You want to trade Byram in a pick for someone's really good forward at the top, Panarin. Then am I still feeling okay about how good I am on my blue line? Do I still feel like I have a deep blue line if I make that trade? I don't think you're trading a forward for a defenseman. So no. I think that would probably be the move. Unless, again, you're going, let me throw a first-round pick in Hellenius. Like, you have, I think, enough down below the NHL roster where if you wanted to make a trade like that, find a team that's been really bad this year, that's about to blow it up, and they want to start moving veteran pieces off. And if they're looking for those type of assets, I don't think the Sabres should be afraid at all to do that.
Yeah, same.
So, yeah, I think they're in a really good position to make a deal. They have a GM that's done it before on whether it's picks and prospects for a guy or hockey trade. You're in a place in the standings where I think you're in position to do that. And I think your team, would they be more galvanized by a trade?
Doesn't it feel like...
depend who they would be taking out of the locker room? Like,
that always depends. But doesn't it feel like a great opportunity to do something and the players get the boost by there's belief here, and we're a team that goes to try to be good.
Right, yeah.
Every trade they've made, they never make in-season moves with Kevin Adams, right? It was the last in-season trade. Byram for Middlestat.
And you're not counting deadline, right?
That's what I'm actually looking for.
Okay, like Norris for Cousins, or the other way around?
Sure.
But that's not a trade about that season.
No.
Because you're already out of it, and that's more of a trade for the future.
Right, when's the last Byers trade? Greenway
for a second. End of list. That might be it. Didn't they trade? They traded for Eric Robinson once upon a time. Yeah, for future considerations.
A buyer's trade where you would say, I've got all these players. And Ostlund, all right, of all these I'm waiting for all these forwards to percolate. Ostlund, lock him in. He's the guy now. Josh Doan, he's a guy now. Locking that in for a while. Mm-hmm. And I've got some talent at the top of the lineup. And then of course it'd be like, well, what are you going to go try and get? Because there's, should I make a trade and what should I go get?
That's how big a deal do you want to make? Do you want to make the Panarin trade? Do you want to go call the Rangers? They're in last. And he's going to be a free agent. He's probably a rental. So what type of idea are you looking for? Are you looking for something that is going to be on this team for years and is more about the core of the unit? Or are you looking for something to go all in right now?
Well, Yarmo in his initial press conference explicitly said he did not want to do that. But I wonder if things have changed.
They've won a lot of games since he said that.
It's a very different team. Right. It's a very different situation now that I think it would be justified to buy a rental if you want to. And that's a little bit of what we talked about when we first heard those comments and said, I don't love that.
And don't be afraid of it.
Right, because what if we're where we are right now and there's a move to be made and You're not going to do it?
It's also
what?
his claim to fame as a successful GM is being a guy that went and tried to do that and held on to Panarin instead of trading him at the deadline. Like if the deadline comes and Tuck is not signed, I don't want to hear a single word about trading him for some asset.
Not unless you're getting an equal player back that will sign.
Right.
That's the only situation I think you make that deal. Like when the Panarin stuff came up, I in my head I was like, could they just trade Tuck for Panarin and just swap those two and see how that feels?
Well, and are there players that he might be watching even within the winning streaks and the play they've had recently and think, that's a guy that I'm maybe not in love with being
Jack
a part
Quinn.
of the future. Like, yeah, Quinn. Like, and he's not a guy now that is tied to anybody. He didn't draft any of these players. He didn't trade for any of these players. He might look at a guy like Quinn and think, all right, well, he does have 24 points on the season, but I'm watching him game to game, and more plays die on his stick than any other player on the team. So let me trade him now because he's got some value, and it's not necessarily a player that I'm in love with, and I didn't draft him.
Right.
So there's something out here that I like. Maybe there's a guy on another team. I know Panarin's the extreme example of this because he also came from a team that Jarmo traded for him.
Right.
A guy that he has a connection to that is somewhere else in the league. Like I like that guy more. And it might look like a hockey trade, but more it's a I'm trading an Adams guy for a Jarmo guy.
Right. I've thought about Levi for something like that. Like where is he at? He's not been good down there.
Well,
He's struggling down
It's
there.
so weird to me that like Friedman and all the like national insiders like keep mentioning him like, oh, something's got to happen with Levi at some point.
No, it doesn't.
Most obsessed
I know.
AHL player I've ever seen.
well, that's his agent doing work.
It's that.
He's got a hell of an agent.
Or it's just the rep he got when he first got here because they played him right away and made him into what was supposed to be a star.
Right.
And that wasn't how it went.
Well, but sure,
it's
trade
kind
him.
of
He's
the
got value.
expectation.
Go ahead.
I still feel like having Levi is comforting to me because if they don't have him, then what's the next road or pathway to a goalie that might be your long-term goalie?
That's I think what they're thinking about.
It's
with
still
Ellis.
hoping.
Ellis. That's why he's here.
I know.
That's why he's here, right?
That's how I feel about it too. But
It's the only reason he's still here.
exactly, you're not
'Cause they
holding on to
believe-
him because you want a guy to fill a roster spot.
Which-
you don't want a roster spot.
They
filled.
believe he's a long-term option, or else he wouldn't be on the team.
How different is that than what they did with Luukkonen, which was like they kept him around forever.
Yeah.
And like,
Right.
all right, is he going to be the guy? He had 50 games, they locked it up. And now we're like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Well,
But just I don't know.
They're in a weird spot. That's another place I think a lot about for a trade for them. Because they don't have a clear, like, Levi has not done what you would want him to do in the AHL this year to go, I'm confident that's going to keep working. 'Cause he has struggled down there. He's been pulled a bunch. His coach called him out. It's not been a good year for him down there. And
Right.
so, and just like Quinn, like we talked about earlier, Jarmo has no allegiance to him. There's no, I love this guy because I got him in the Reinhardt trade. Like, who cares? This is a guy who's playing in the AHL for me right now, who I currently have a guy sitting above him on the depth chart who's with my NHL club who's like the same age.
Mm-hmm.
The Ellis Levi thing is a story. And they have to decide there because you are not going into next year with both those guys in your organization.
Ellis has a better save percentage in his AHL career and NHL career than Devin
Right.
Levi, by the way, if you care.
That's-
and they're only 1 year apart in age.
Exactly.
So, like, I'm not saying that is the most exciting idea in the world, but I do believe that's why he's here.
I agree. And I said it yesterday about him. I am in a period where I'm struggling with him a little bit. He's getting away with a lot.
But for
is
the
what I would
trade
say.
conversation, I don't know. That they're not doing that now, right?
I wouldn't think so, but when do you do it then?
The offseason, I think.
I mean, but does Levi's value drop more then?
Well, him, I'm not even thinking about him. I'm
You're
thinking
thinking
about
about
like because if you're
Ellis
trading
and
for a goalie, you're
goalie,
taking
right.
you're removing 2 of your NHL goalies, and Levi doesn't even factor into that
Is
equation.
that not pretty easy to do if you trade one of them away and you just waive Ellis? Like that's a pretty easy path to that.
I guess. So that's you can
trade
make your
line-
big goalie trade.
Right, you trade Lyon with somebody for a premier guy, and you go Ellis if you get through, you'll go play with Levi, but you're going back to St. Louis.
The right way to do it might be, let's look at their team. They're in a playoff race. Points percentage is there. They have good chances to make the playoffs in most of these sites. What are they good at and what are they not good at?
They're not good at the power play.
They're not good at the power play. Goaltending's not on that list. They're
No.
they're a top 10 team in save percentage this year. And goals above replacement, they're pretty good too. So, goalie wouldn't be the place. I know it's annoying they have 3, but they've gotten results there. They're getting results at 5-on-5. Their blue line is giving them results. They're getting results defensively, really, on both fronts.
I had this yesterday. 5-on-5, they're a top 10 team in goals expected per percentage.
The place that you would look at and say, I need to make a move. What is going to push me over the top to make the playoffs? It is going out and finding a power play specialist. Yeah. You replace Jack Quinn in your lineup with some dude that is Patrick Laine-esque, not him specifically, that's going to sit on the right side, is going to fire one-timers past goalies. Yeah. That's your guy.
Well,
as you say, their goalies are top 10 in save percentage,
or around it now, right?
Is that
I don't know if
is that not the system? If I'm looking at if I give you the 3 goalies and goals save above expected per 60, how good is the goalie in goals above expected? Luukkonen ranks 29th, Ellis is 44th, and Lyon is not on the list.
Lyon I thought was higher
Lyon's
this year.
Be higher,
I didn't see. Okay, sorry.
Really
Lyon's 32.
Yeah.
So I'm 29, 32, and 44.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of how good the goalie is at making the saves they're supposed to make.
Versus
that doesn't feel like I'm in a good spot.
No, and Joe is right that right now the results in net are not a problem. The question is whether you think those results will continue to hold up. And that's where I have questions, and I about this season, and I definitely have questions about long term. I don't think that they have a long term answer in there.
No, I don't either.
So you've got to, at some point, find one, because you're not a good team unless you've got at least a guy that is functional back there all the time, or you're a tandem team, and I don't even think they've got. Maybe Luukkonen could be a good tandem guy, like Vegas situation, but they don't have a second guy like that right now that's healthy. Luukkonen or Lyon has been hurt back and forth, so they don't have that. And so you've got to find an answer to that question. Will it hurt you this year? Maybe, maybe not, because it hasn't yet, but it's going to need to be answered.
803-0550. We got Bruce wants to get a thought in on the Sabres. Hey, Bruce, what's up?
Hey, guys. Perfect timing. I'm glad to be part of this conversation. Thank you for having me. I've been thinking about this a little bit. I got plaques both on the walls from the 05, 06, and 06, 07 signed by both teams or by all the players. And so I've been around this stuff for quite some time. And I've been looking at this trade, and I'm thinking to myself, what do you do that doesn't disrupt the core of this team, the top players on the team, so on and so forth? Maybe you take Ellis, and I'm saying Ellis because some of the reasons you guys already stated. How about Jacob Bryson, a fill-in D guy who can be good on another team, I suppose, and take a number 1 draft pick, package that all together, and get yourself maybe a top 6, top 9 player to fill in, to be a power play specialist or something, as you guys are talking about, or just another power forward big guy that can bounce people off the boards, that type of thing. But it's a great conversation. Thank you for having me. I'll hang up and listen. We'll go from there. Thanks.
Thanks, Bruce. I just think that package is very, very 3 low pieces.
Yeah.
Ellis was claimed on waivers. Bryson is your 7th defenseman,
Right.
8th. Where is he?
Yeah, he's 7th.
And then a first-round draft pick is the least value it's ever been, maybe, for the Sabres. So, but again, putting that package together, I don't know who the player's for. I'm with you. I'd be looking to add by the time they get to the deadline.
Stamkos.
They've won 11 oh no, sorry, he's not in. Where is he?
He's Nashville.
Yeah,
Nashville.
He's not in Tampa anymore. They've won 11 in a row. Tampa, huh? How about
Stamkos went out of there.
He's been on the trade bait lists for a while. They have won a few lately.
Bring him home.
But
it's time. Time.
You want power play?
Yeah, that's a guy.
Just a name.
Want to do a fun off the wall kind of trivia question?
Yeah.
All right, here it is. It's not actual instant trivia.
Okay.
Your phone sometimes will show you a picture on this day, on this year, memories, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
January 14th, somewhere in the past, I apparently took a picture of boots I was purchasing.
Okay.
I immediately remembered why. Why do I have a picture of me buying boots on January 14th?
Boots.
Is this ahead of the perfect game?
Yes.
Was this late?
It was tomorrow.
Right.
The 15th.
The perfect game was January 15th.
Okay.
Yep.
So tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary.
Are these
Of the perfect game.
Don't you wear like muck boots usually? Are these the muck boots?
I wear muck boots. Because that week we knew it was going to be one of the coldest games in franchise history. Right. Everyone talking about what you should do this, plastic bags on your feet, stand on cardboard, blah, 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 on and on and on. And whoever told me to get muck boots, I got muck boots, and they are where it's at.
Okay.
To keep your feet warm. Little foot warmer in there.
Yeah.
Muck boot, bam. One sock. Ever since, been great at games. So, happy anniversary to my muck boots.
Yeah, the muck
my
boots.
muck boots, 4 years. I have to go and give them a hug.
It's crazy the wild card game was so late, though. Like January 15th, right?
Yeah.
They did the job, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll need them in the new stadium the same way. Not tailgating.
Tailgating.
You'll still
I'll
want
need
them for tailgating.
Yeah.
I had a thought about the stadium yesterday.
The new one?
Tell me if this is impossible. No, the old stadium.
Oh, okay.
Tell me if this is impossible. Because everyone is like, oh, stadium's closed forever because the Chargers lost. I think probably. Is there any room for a Super Bowl watch party in the old stadium still?
That'd be cool.
Because a lot of teams do that.
A lot of teams do that.
Do we think the Bills wouldn't, though, because it's already, like, it's over? Or is the stadium still open enough and it's still mechanical enough that they could still have people in there and put the game on the scoreboard? Or would you say the scoreboard is not up to that task?
I was going to say the scoreboard might be an issue there.
Just the sizing of everything and
Yeah.
all of that, yeah.
Like, there's no chance, so we think there would be no chance? Maybe they do it the arena?
I think that might be
The
a better
arena
shot.
might
More
be
likely?
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, more likely.
These are good questions. The arena.
Arena over the old stadium?
have you
the new
ever-
stadium's not ready, or else I'd just say that'd be your best test event ever.
Have you been to, what's the biggest watch party you've ever been to?
The arena for the Winter Classic watch party, I think, for me.
When the Sabres played in Citi Field?
Yeah. No, for the Winter Classic.
Oh,
I
here?
wasn't at the Winter Classic.
I didn't even know they had a watch
They
party.
had a watch party, and I think the lower bowl was pretty darn
full?
full. But that's not the whole arena. Have we ever had like the whole arena filled for like what about the '99 finals? Someone would have to call in and tell us.
When they're in Dallas?
Yeah, like would they have? They probably would have had that, right?
I would think so. It was like maybe in the plaza.
Listen, should the Sabres, is it possible to have a watch party after their game on Saturday?
Oh, keep people
The
around.
game's at 4:30.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
would
you
be pretty
Stay here.
the Maple Leafs did this in the World Series. They had an afternoon
right.
game in Toronto, and then there was hey, stay here, watch the World Series game. And they had a World Series watch party after the Leafs game ended.
I mean, Bills Broncos is the game on Saturday is going to end at 3.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that'd be really cool.
It'd be a long time to spend in the arena.
From 12, let's say you get there 12,
Till
and you're there
8 p.m.
until 8 p.m. Yeah.
It's a long day.
It's a long day.
You can bring food in there, can't you?
How about
Can you?
No.
I don't think you can bring food
Bring
into the
food
arena.
into
You could, I mean, you could bring it into the stadium. Right?
Yeah, stadium, yes.
Yeah.
You could bring you could bring like protein bars.
Can
and
you
stuff
bring a
into the
bag of
arena.
spaghetti into KeyBank Center? This is a question.
I can bring protein bars into the arena, but I can't bring a bag of spaghetti.
I don't know.
Can I bring a sub in?
Is that a breaking the rules to bring those protein bars in, or is that just you're allowed to?
I mean, they're just in my pocket.
Right.
You're saying I'm not supposed to be doing
You're
that?
probably not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, probably,
I would
probably
think
not.
I'm
A lot of times foreign food is frowned upon.
Why is it different than the stadium?
because it's way smaller and there's way more access to the food in the arena.
It's the same food, though.
You said that so confidently. Like,
Yeah.
that's the difference.
Listen, this is the guy that thought
Obviously.
that.
It's just
what
this
I
is the
thought.
guy
I
that
don't
thought that chicken wing was telling us real decibels.
Get out of here.
The stadium. in the
You
arena.
might be right.
Can't
you're
be
just very-
trusted.
You're just very confident.
This
I
is-
just-
because
that's
it's bigger.
what I thought.
Because it's bigger.
These two are on like a 6-month suspension of opinions on how the arena works.
I agree with that. Alt Joe is on a 10-year
Is
suspension for the
maybe
money line
tailgate?
bet on the Steelers.
Yeah.
Tailgate has something to do with it?
I don't
You're
know.
allowed to tailgate for Bills and not for Sabres.
You could tailgate in the parking garage.
I
can't you?
walk into the
There's
stadium
signs that
with
say no tailgate.
I can walk into the stadium
What
with
are
a
you talking about?
turkey sub, and you're telling me I can't walk in with a Nature Valley bar to the arena?
I have no idea. If they patted you down,
Listen,
you're out of here, bud.
If you put those Nature Valley bars in a diaper bag, you can get it in. No questions asked.
yeah.
I mean,
Let me tell you that.
easy.
Back to the watch party thing. I've been to 2 giant watch parties. One, the first one I went to when Syracuse played Mississippi State in the Final Four with a chance to go to the championship game. They won. There were like 10,000 people in the Dome watching that. That was amazing. Basketball, a very good watch party kind of crowd. Then the other one is when the Netherlands played Spain in the World Cup final. I watched that with 80,000 people in Amsterdam. Whoa. That was less fun because it was every bit as horrible as you could imagine 80,000 people would be in one spot. You're like watching the game, think, I got to go to the bathroom, and you look, and it's 100 yards away, and that's going to take you an hour to get there, and you're never going to see your friends again.
Yeah.
You're not going to find them. I'll be back. No, you won't.
Yep. See ya.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
I did. Probably the biggest one I was at was the Jets game, the first Jets game this year. I watched at Borderland. The Borderland Festival.
yeah.
That was fun.
That's right.
I don't know.
It is this watch party idea.
You know, someone did point out, like, if you were like a Super Bowl watch party, if you wanted to go to something like that, as much as doing it in the old stadium would be very cool, he mentions, like, the video difference. The difference right now between watching the game on the stadium scoreboard versus the brand new Jumbotron with all the LED whatever in the arena, like, would be a massive difference.
Yeah, that's
a huge upgrade.
Yeah.